Hey guys, NES Evolution here doing a video today for the Halloween season. If you didn't know, I started up another channel with my buddy Mike Loveless, and we called it Must See Before You Die. And it's all about horror. Like all my NECA figures that are horror are now going to be unboxed over there. We're going to do movie reviews, we're going to do trailer reactions to horror movies and different things like that. So, um, and Halloween's coming up, so this week we're doing a review on Trick or Treat, the movie. So we're gonna be doing that review, and so yeah, I'm gonna release this before Halloween. So head over there for some movie reviews and different things. So our take on the movies, and like I said, NECA figure unboxings that are horror related, and anything else that's horror related will be over there. If I have pop figures that are horror related, they will be unboxed over there, not here any longer. So, but today I am going to do a little nostalgia, for Halloween. I have a stack of Goosebump books here, and I'm going to go through them and kind of just look at the cover, because as a kid, I didn't really read a lot of Goosebump books. I just loved the covers and collected them for the covers, in different things. That's what I did. I know. I remember I used to look at them like on people's desks or whatever. Goosebumps are really popular when I was in fourth and fifth grade. Fourth and fifth grade. So like a perfect age for Goosebumps, like sixth grade, maybe too. But yeah, so I just grabbed this one right off the top. So we're going to go over a couple of these. This is called Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. And I remember I love this cover too. I loved it. The little tagline says "Play it again, hands." So I like that. I love the Goosebump books. I loved how it looked like it was bubbled up, like Goosebumps. I love that. I just was a big horror fan, and this was kind of like a perfect size book for a kid, like 120 pages or 130 pages, depending. But yeah, I mean, it was good. And I remember kids used to do these for book reports and different things. So, yeah, it was very good. And let's go over the next one I have here, and that is Go Eat Worms. I 100% remember this one as well, on kids' desks and stuff. So this is really cool. And the tagline here is "Homework was never this gross before." So I'm not, like I said, I'm not really going to go over what the book's about, but just kind of show the covers and some of my memories of seeing them. This next one is Let's Get Invisible. Love that cover. It's really cool. Now you see him, now you don't. R.L. Stine, man. Great covers of these books. I can't say that enough. This is one I definitely remember, and also on the show, I remember this being. I liked the Goosebumps show as well, as a kid on Fox, and it's Stay Out of the Basement. Something's Waiting in the Dark. Love that cover there. Really cool. Now this is like a later release, I think, but it was an early release, but it was re-released. And it's One Day at Horrorland. And as you can tell, the cover is a little different here than the others. It has a full border around the book, like here. Not a big fan of these. I don't know how I got this one. I think I just picked it up because I saw it for sale. What I did was I bought a lot of these at like flea markets and garage sales for dirt cheap. I mean, quarter, 50 cents or less. Or like 4 or 5 for $1 or whatever. But yeah, this was a good, and this was also on the show. Really liked it. Liked this cover there. Next one is one that freaking creeped me out as a kid, man. I'm telling you, creeped me out. I remember seeing this on the desk and being very creeped out. I was easily scared as a kid. I didn't like the dark. I definitely didn't like the dark. I didn't like being in the dark at all. I always had having a light on. I always had night lights as a kid. Just, I don't know, man. It's just the way I was. But this one, The Horror at Camp Jelly Jam. Look at that guy's face, man. Look at that guy's face. No. Nope. No. Oh, God, no. Tennis, ping pong, monsters, anyone? So, yeah, really cool cover there. Man. Here's another one of those that's like a re-release as well. And I definitely remember this as a kid, and it scared me. My grandparents had a pool, and it like made me not want to swim in at night or whatever, even though it's a pool. But it's called Deep Trouble, and it says swimming lessons won't help you now. Check that out. God, like you don't know what's below you, you know. I swim in the ocean all the time now when we go on cruises and stuff. But man, that would have got me as a kid. Here's another re-release of a an older book, but re-released. And this was actually one of my favorites as a kid. They also had this on the Fox show, and that is The Haunted Mask. I love that cover. Look at that face, man. That is crazy. But it says, see, watch Goosebumps on Fox Kids TV, which I did. Then it says free Halloween mask inside, which, of course, it doesn't have it any longer. But you can still see where it was ripped out there. I saw something back here. This is kind of like an advertisement for all the Goosebumps that were released or something. And I do see, though, that they have... I didn't notice this before. I just was flipping through. And it has a old Goosebumps bookmarker. And it says, reading is a scream. You know, and a lot of kids... loved Goosebumps. And I think it made a lot of kids read that wouldn't have read otherwise. So, yep. I remember, I think me and my grandma read this together, actually, when I was young. So, yeah. The Haunted Mask. Lots of good memories of The Haunted Mask. Next up is, I got a lot of these books here. Not a lot, but I'm going to kind of go through them a little faster. Now, this one I definitely remember in 4th grade. So that would have been like 94, maybe early 95. They're Coming for You, and it's You Can't Scare Me. Look at that cover. Love it, man. Love that cover right there. Really cool. Like Mudmen, man. Next up is one that's kind of silly, but I definitely remember it as a kid. My Hairiest Adventure. It says it keeps growing and growing. So like it's like he's turning into like a monkey or something, I guess. But so I do remember that one, but it's kind of silly, not really scary or anything. This one says The Ghost Next Door. There's a strange new kid on the block. There's that one. That one's kind of cool too. This one I definitely remember, and I was like, whoa, my dog don't look like that. It's called The Barking Ghost. Bad dog, really bad dog. But I remember saying that, like, oh, my dog don't look like that. But yeah, I think this was like 5th grade, maybe. I don't know. Next up is one that was one of my favorites covers, and it's called The Werewolf of Fever Swamp. Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? If you know, I am a huge fan of werewolves. This is a later release, and I love that. Awesome. Next one's one that I remember a kid had, and the teacher told him he had to put it away because it looked like blood. And it's called Monster Blood. It's a monster blood drive. But I remember the teacher told him he can't have it on his desk because of that. Because of the blood oozing down. Yep, I remember the teacher said, you need to put that away. Because I think a kid complained or something. Next one is one I definitely remember. And it had the show on Fox. They made an episode of it, which was really cool. And it's The Girl Who Cried Monster. She's got the monster of all problems. And I remember this one because, spoiler, the teacher is a monster. But it turns out her parents are also monsters. So he goes there to, like, eat this kid or whatever. And so he can hide his secret. But it turns out the parents, like, eat him because they're monsters. Next one up is one, it has to be one of the first ones that I ever remember seeing. like ever, and it's called Welcome to Dead House. It will just kill you. Has to be one of the original because it's one that I remember. It's the classic pink and the purple. Um, Definitely remember this one being in very early Goosebump book that I saw. Here's another one that I remember. Um, it's The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. What Will Wake the Dead? I was a big fan of like the classic monsters: werewolf, mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, Gilman, all that. So I definitely was a fan of the cover of this book. Next one is called It Came from Beneath the Sink. It's warm, it's breathing, and it doesn't do dishes. Kind of cheesy, that one. But the eyes are definitely creepy there. This one's pretty cool. Attack of the Mutant. He's no superhero. He's a supervillain. So, yeah, they definitely made a show of this one as well, which I liked as a kid. And I always remember that cover. That's his secret lair right there. So, yep, I like that one. I like the look of it. Pretty cool. Like I said, a lot of these stories are cheesy or whatever, but they are made for kids. So, but they're pretty cool covers and they get you into it for sure. This one is called A Night in Terror Tower. It's going to be a long night. So we got that one with like an executioner, hunchback looking dude. So I definitely remember seeing that one. I mean, they were pumping these books out like nuts. R.L. Stine did. I mean, I don't even know how quick, but pretty quick. I was excited for this one because it's called The Haunted Max 2. New-Faced Old Nightmare. So I was excited for this. Just because I was a big fan of the original book. And it also says watch Goosebumps on Fox TV. Which, like I said, I was a big fan of that show. The music was cool. The do-do-do-do-do. Now, this one also is one that was made to be put away in your desk. Couldn't have it out. And one picture is worth 1,000 screams. Say cheese and die. I think because of the title and because of the skeletons. You know, couldn't have this on your desk as well. Yep, that was one of them. Pretty cool artwork there. So that's my Goosebump collection. I actually had more, but I actually just sold some at a garage sale because I was like, I don't really need these. Or later releases, whatever. These ones were the ones that really stuck with me as a kid. So I kept them. So I'm just going to keep those as my collection. If I see any more out and about, I'll pick them up. But, yep, that's it. Let me know your memories of Goosebump books and if there's any covers that really just stuck with you through the years. Because these have.